Hi, this is Rodney Thomas again with College Funding Awareness and Service Team. This is the second part of the process of what we go through with families to help them figure out, the most effective or efficient way to pay for college expenses. Before we talked about the circle of life, now this is going to talk about their headwinds and tailwinds. So as you can imagine, paying for college and just the things on your circle of life, it's like a journey. So I like to illustrate it and visualize it as being on an airplane, and we're heading towards, through our circle of life, going through college, into the weddings, into the dream vacation, all the way through to retirement, and get you to the end of your life. And then basically, as you go through and the things that you're doing financially, you're going to find that some things are going to help you get to your, through your circle of life, and some things are going to hurt it. So what I do is say the things that are going to hurt your chances of getting through your circle of life, those are going to be considered headwinds. So they're going to hurt your chances of getting there. Things that are going to help are going to be tailwinds. And as we're going through, and you're in that cockpit of that plane, obviously you're not going to feel these outside forces. So it's best to identify these ahead of time before you even load up that plane and get on your journey. So what are some things that are going to be headwinds? What are some things that are going to hurt your chances of getting there? So me being in the college world and helping families primarily figure out how they're going to pay for college, there's FAFSA is always going to be a key element. So just understanding there's some things that are going to be reportable to the schools, some things will not. So if we have things that we have to report to the school, so the savings and the investment that you're doing to have monies available for college, if that is going to be reportable to the schools, obviously that would hurt your chances of getting some financial assistance from them. Another headwind is going to be taxes or penalties. So depending on where you put the money, and bring the monies out, it could be a taxable event or it could be penalized for that. Risk of loss is another element that could hurt your chances. So all these outside forces that are going against it, the things that you don't control, so the loss of value of that plan, which also ties into guarantees. So having a plan with no guarantees as a safety net could hurt your chances down the road. And then finally, liquidity or lack thereof. So if you can't get to the money when you need it, what good is that going to do to help you pay for college? So obviously the tailwinds are going to be the exact opposites of that. So no FAFSA reporting, no tax or penalty on getting to the money, no or very limited risk of loss. And then liquidity. So having the liquidity to be able to get to it without any restrictions. And then obviously the guarantees of, a consistent performance in there. So something with guarantees. So those are the elements that we talk about as far as when we're building a plan to pay for college. Is it in your best interest to have things that are going to have headwinds, or is it going to be tailwinds that are going to help you get through it? Obviously, all the time there's always going to be these side winds, which are basically distractions, and we just have to constantly keep track of what's going on, any distractions that you're having as far as a new job, the employer's all of a sudden going to start up a 401k plan, or they're going to change what their matching is going to be. These are all side winds, distractions that we just have to constantly monitor to make sure that we're pointing in the right direction to get you to where you're going to go. So that's basically the headwinds and tailwinds. The next one is going to be looking at your financial pyramid and how that all plays in building a plan to pay for college.